Let me be brutally honest with you right now. Most of the advice you've been fed about love, relationships, and what makes a woman stay is a complete lie. You've been told it's about money, about looks, about buying her things, or constantly chasing her attention. And that's why so many men end up frustrated, confused, and heartbroken, because even after doing all of that, she still walks away. But what if I told you the reason she leaves has nothing to do with what you think, and everything to do with something much deeper? Something so powerful that once you understand it, once you embody it, she will not only stay, she will fight to never lose you. This isn't about tricks. This isn't about smooth words. This is about stepping into a level of presence, certainty, and conviction that most men will never reach in their lifetime. And that's why most men keep losing, because they're too busy trying to please instead of becoming the kind of man who doesn't have to beg for loyalty. He commands it without saying a word. I want you to listen carefully, because what I'm about to share will completely shift the way you think about relationships and yourself as a man. If you can grasp this and live it, you won't have to ask, will she stay? You'll know the answer before the question is even formed. Because once a woman experiences this version of you, walking away will no longer be an option. So, if you're tired of guessing, if you're ready to stop playing small, and finally understand the truth that keeps her locked in, stay with me until the very end, this will be the most important message you hear this year. Let me tell you something most men never figure out in their lifetime. A woman can love you today and be gone tomorrow, not because she stopped caring, but because you never gave her what she craves. The most certainty, and I'm not talking about certainty in the sense of promising her the world or showering her with material things. No, I'm talking about the deeper certainty that radiates from within a man who knows exactly who he is, exactly where he is going, and exactly what he will and will not tolerate in his life. That type of man doesn't have to say much. His presence speaks for him. His actions tell the story. His discipline makes it undeniable. Understand this. Money can be spent, looks can fade, gifts can lose their shine, but certainty cannot be faked. A woman can sense when you are unsure of yourself, when you are easily swayed, when you are constantly searching for her approval or society's validation. And the moment she feels that weakness, even if she doesn't leave right away, she slowly begins to detach. She may still sit across from you at dinner, still laugh at your jokes, still play the part, but inside she knows. She knows she cannot fully trust a man who hasn't even learned how to trust himself. Certainty is about more than confidence. It is about conviction. It's about the way you carry yourself when no one is watching, the decisions you make when temptation calls, the discipline you enforce when nobody is clapping for you. A man of certainty doesn't crumble under pressure. He doesn't abandon his values just to fit in. And he doesn't apologize for pursuing his vision. That's the kind of energy that locks a woman in, not because she is forced to stay, but because she cannot imagine walking away from a man who makes her feel that kind of grounded stability. Think about it. If you don't know where you're going, how can she follow you? If you don't know who you are, how can she trust you to protect who she is? A woman doesn't just want a partner, she wants a leader, not in the sense of control, but in the sense of direction. She wants to know that when the storms come, you won't be the one panicking. She wants to know that when life tests you, you won't break into pieces and drag her down with you. She wants to know that her love is anchored to something immovable. And here's the reality. Very few men embody this level of certainty. That's why most relationships fail. That's why so many women drift away, not because they found someone better, but because they never truly felt secure with the man they were with. So ask yourself right now, Are you the man who needs her validation to feel strong? Or are you the man whose strength exists whether she's by your side or not? Because when you become that man, when you cultivate that unshakable certainty, you won't have to worry about her leaving. She won't just stay. She'll fight to never lose you. And that's the power of certainty. It doesn't beg, it doesn't chase, it doesn't plead. It simply exists, and everything real, everything lasting, revolves around it. Comfort is easy to give, and that's why it never lasts. Anyone can offer comfort. Anyone can shower a woman with compliments, buy her gifts, take her out, and tell her what she wants to hear. But here's the truth most people avoid saying out loud. Comfort does not create loyalty. Comfort does not create desire. Comfort does not build that unbreakable bond that makes her stay. What makes her stay is conviction, the energy you carry when your life is driven by purpose, discipline, and direction. You see, conviction is rare because it requires sacrifice. It requires standing on principles even when it's unpopular. It requires moving with a sense of mission, even when people don't understand you. Conviction is not about being stubborn. It's about being clear on what you stand for, where you're headed, and refusing to be swayed by distractions. And that's exactly what pulls a woman closer, not the temporary thrill of being comfortable, but the permanent security of knowing she is walking beside a man who refuses to be average. Think about how many men lose themselves trying to make a woman happy at all costs. They bend over backward. They erase their boundaries. They silence their own goals just to keep her comfortable. And at first she may smile, she may thank you, she may even tell you she appreciates it. But over time she loses respect because deep down she knows you are not standing in your power. You are catering to her moods. And no woman feels safe with a man who abandons himself just to keep her pleased. What truly keeps her invested is when your life challenges her, when being with you forces her to grow, when your standards call her to rise, not because you demand it, but because your way of living inspires it. Conviction creates polarity. It creates that magnetic force that keeps her drawn in because she knows you are not like every other man. You're not chasing comfort, you're chasing purpose, and in that pursuit, you create a kind of stability that no shallow comfort can replace. Women may think they want comfort until they realize comfort gets boring. Comfort without conviction feels empty. She doesn't just want a soft place to land. She wants to know that the place she lands is going somewhere. She wants to know the man she chooses will not collapse when tested, will not settle when challenged, and will not abandon his vision when tempted. Conviction makes her feel both safe and alive at the same time. Safe because you are grounded, alive because you keep moving forward. That's why she stays, not because you made her comfortable, but because you made her feel something deeper than comfort. You made her feel certainty through conviction. So understand this, comfort is replaceable, conviction is not. When you live with conviction, you don't just keep her attention, you earn her loyalty. And loyalty built on conviction is the kind of loyalty that never breaks. Here's the reality most men overlook. Gifts fade, excitement fades, even the spark of attraction can fade if there is nothing deeper holding it together. But what doesn't fade, what actually grows stronger with time, is the energy of a man who can be trusted with his own destiny. That's the kind of man a woman cannot walk away from, because in her heart she knows she has something rare, something she may never encounter again. A man who is trusted with his own destiny is not swayed by the noise of the world. He isn't lost in endless comparisons. He isn't begging for validation, and he isn't looking to a woman to fill the holes in his life. Instead, he has built himself into a whole, complete individual. His purpose is clear. His decisions align with his vision. His life is not reactionary, it's intentional. And when a woman witnesses that, when she sees that strength firsthand, she recognizes she is standing beside a man she can rely on through every season. You see, it's easy to be dependable when life is smooth. Anybody can smile when the bills are paid, when success is flowing, when no storms are in sight. But what happens when challenges come? What happens when the weight of responsibility presses down? A man who has cultivated himself to lead his own destiny doesn't crumble, he adapts, he recalibrates, and he keeps moving forward. That resilience builds trust, and trust is the deepest glue that holds love together. A woman doesn't just want to feel adored, she wants to feel secure. Not secure in the sense of being locked down or controlled, but secure in knowing that the man she chose is rooted. Secure in knowing that his word actually means something. Secure in knowing that when the world shakes, his foundation remains steady. That is far more powerful than any romantic gesture or sweet words you could ever offer. Because gestures without substance are hollow, but substance with consistency creates unshakable loyalty. This is why the man who invests in his own growth, who protects his mission, who refuses to drift through life aimlessly, naturally earns a level of devotion others can't. It's not about charm, it's not about manipulation, and it's not about control. It's about embodying a presence so steady that she feels safe aligning her life with yours. At the end of the day, being a man she can trust with destiny means you don't need her to complete you. You choose her because she complements you. That difference alone changes everything. It transforms the relationship from a space of dependency to a space of partnership. And in that space, love doesn't feel like a cage. It feels like freedom. So understand this clearly. When you become the man who can be trusted with his own destiny, she won't just stay. She'll fight to keep you. Because deep down, she knows men like that don't come twice, and that is the kind of man you were born to be.